This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, the Philippine football team reaches their first ASEAN Cup semi since 2018 as Patrick Reichelt bids farewell. Fury slams judges, claims Usyk got a Christmas gift after a controversial decision. The NBA slaps Clarkson, Holland and Reed with fines after a wild on-court brawl. Tiger Woods' son Charlie steals the show with a jaw-dropping hole-in-one at the PNC Championship. And we bring you Pinay Power as women wrestlers take center stage at the latest edition of the Puso Wrestling Championship. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 23rd of December. Now, here's our roundup. The Philippine national men's football team gave the country an early Christmas present by securing their first ASEAN Championship semi-final appearance since 2018, defeating Indonesia 1-0 in a nail-biter at Stadion Manahan, Indonesia. Bjorn Christensen's clutch penalty in the 63rd minute delivered the game-winning goal, while Quincy Camarad's stellar defense with 5 key saves kept the squad in the fight after subbing in early for an injured Patrick Reichelt. The victory broke a string of group stage draws against Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam, propelling the team to a showdown against Thailand in Manila on December 27. Now, amid the celebration, the team bid farewell to Patrick Reichelt, a stalwart of Philippine football. The 36-year-old forward, who has been an integral part of the team since 2012, announced his retirement from international football just a day after the historic win. In an emotional post, Reichelt shared, quote, "Yesterday's game marked my last match wearing the Philippine football jersey. For nearly 13 years, this team has been my family. It has been the greatest honor of my professional career," unquote. He steps away to focus on his growing family, with his first child expected in just a few days. Reichelt's remarkable career includes 16 goals in 93 caps and key contributions to the national team's historic AFC Asian Cup debut in 2019. Tributes poured in from teammates including Neil Etheridge, who hailed him as a friend, a brother, a legend, and Sandro Reyes, who called him an inspiration. With momentum on their side, the Philippine team aims to continue making waves in the semis. As Reichelt closes one chapter, the team is ready to write the next, energized by their veterans' legacy and the promise of what's ahead. So mark your calendars for December 27 as the Philippines will go up against Thailand at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Tyson Fury is not holding back after his heavyweight rematch with Oleksandr Usyk ended in a controversial unanimous decision. The Gypsy King stormed out of Riyadh's Kingdom Arena Saturday night, calling the judges' 116-112 scorecards a Christmas gift to Usyk after what he believes was a robbery in the ring. Fury, who remained unbeaten until his first showdown with Usyk in May, argued that he deserved the win in the highly anticipated fight. The rematch, which many fans and analysts were eager to see after their first encounter, left Fury fuming as he hinted at potential retirement, saying, quote, "You might see me again, you might not, who knows," unquote. Promoter Frank Warren wasn't having it either, calling the judges' decision nuts and insisting Fury was the true victor. Will Fury return for a trilogy, or is this the end of the road for the Gypsy King? Only time will tell. Indeed, like father, like son, Charlie Woods, Tiger's son, is making waves. The 15-year-old golf prodigy wowed fans and stunned the competition with a jaw-dropping hole-in-one at the PNC Championship on Sunday. Taking a perfect swing with a 7-iron on the 176-yard par 3 fourth hole at the Ritz-Carlton Golf Club in Orlando, Charlie landed the shot of a lifetime, and the crowd's roar said it all. The father-son duo were shooting a record-breaking 36-hole score of 28 under and briefly taking the solo lead in the 20-team event. But it wasn't all smooth sailing for Team Woods as Bernard Langer and his son Jason swooped in during a playoff with an incredible eagle putt to claim their second consecutive PNC Championship title. Still, Charlie's epic ace wasn't the only fireworks on the course. Paddy Harrington, son of three-time major winner Patrick Harrington, nailed his own hole-in-one at the par 3-8, proving this family golf showdown is anything but laid back. Now for Tiger, who's battled back injuries and lingering effects from his 2021 car crash, the tournament was more than a competition. It was about family. The PNC Championship delivered big-time family vibes, unforgettable highlights, and a glimpse into the future of golf with rising stars like Charlie Woods. One thing's for sure, Gen Z has a new name to cheer for in golf, and we cannot wait to see what Charlie does next. Now we have some news from the NBA, from Jokic's clutch triple-double to the Pacers' second-half explosion and the Rockets' epic comeback. Sunday's NBA action was nothing short of electric. Nikola Jokic proved why he's the NBA MVP powerhouse once again. Despite a slow start, the Serbian star erupted for a 27-point triple-double, leading the Nuggets to a thrilling 132-129 overtime win against the Pelicans. Jokic, who added 13 rebounds and 10 assists, took over in OT with the first 6 points, securing the win for Denver, who handed New Orleans their 7th straight loss. Jamal Murray chipped in with 27, while Jordan Hawkins led New Orleans with 25. The Pacers are on fire. After a tight first half, Indiana exploded for 70 points in the second half, demolishing the Sacramento Kings 122-95. Pascal Siakam delivered a solid 19-point, 10-rebound double-double, and Tyrese Halliburton shined with 14 points. The Pacers outshot the Kings and dominated the boards, leaving Sacramento fans booing as they sank to their 4th consecutive loss. The Pacers now head into their 5th straight win with momentum. Meanwhile, the Rockets came back from a 14-point deficit to steal a 114-110 win over the struggling Raptors, who are now on a 7-game losing streak. Dillon Brooks dropped 27 points and Jalen Green added 22 as Houston erased Toronto's lead in the final moments. Now, despite a career-high 27 points from Jacoby Walter, the Raptors' offense crumbled, turning the ball over 21 times. Houston sealed the game with clutch plays down the stretch, including a strong defensive stand. With stunning performances and dramatic comebacks, these games proved once again that in the NBA, anything can happen until the final buzzer. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. The giant slugger, the heavyweight boxer who knocks out with every swing. Let's talk about the giant slugger. That's the heavyweight boxer making waves with every wild, explosive punch. Known for his unpredictable swing for the fences style, this fighter doesn't just land punches, he lands statements. Every swing could be a knockout, and his opponents know it. It's a metaphorical way to describe a fighter with a heavy-handed, aggressive boxing style, implying that their punches are so forceful they could knock out anyone in their path. But here's the twist. It's not just about the power, it's the heart. The giant slugger is all about risk-taking, throwing punches the crowd doesn't see coming, and keeping the ring on edge. He's not the type to play it safe, and that's why fans cannot get enough of him. It's time for our off-court buzzer. Things got heated in Detroit on Thursday night, leading to NBA fines for Jordan Clarkson and two Pistons players, Ron Holland II and Paul Reed, following a fiery on-court altercation. With just 97 seconds left in the third quarter of Utah's 126-119 win, tempers flared. Clarkson was hit with a $35,000 fine for escalating the drama and tossing his headband into the stands after being ejected. Now Holland, who also earned a technical and was booted from the game, faces a $25,000 fine. Meanwhile, Reed, who started the whole thing, was fined $15,000 for his role in the chaos. This altercation comes as the Jazz struggle at 6-2, with Clarkson averaging 15.1 points per game, while the Pistons sit at 11-17, with Holland and Reed trying to find their rhythm. The tension's palpable with these fines, or will these fines fuel more drama or calm the storm on the court? We shall see. John Amores's basketball career ends in scandal. License revoked after a gun incident. From rising star to cautionary tale, John Amores's professional basketball career may just be officially over. The Games and Amusement Board, or GAB, has permanently revoked his license following a shooting incident in Lumban, Laguna, where Amores allegedly fired a gun at another man after a heated post-game clash. This explosive decision bars Amores from all leagues, professional, including the PBA, capping a career riddled with controversy. Known for his fiery temper, Amores first gained infamy in NCAA Season 98 for punching College of St. Benilde players, leading to his expulsion from Jose Rizal University in 2022. He was involved in another brawl during a preseason game against UP. Despite this record, Northport Batangpier took a chance on him in the 2023 PBA Rookie Draft, but his troubles continued, with the September gun incident leading to charges of attempted homicide for him and his brother. The scandal has ignited debates online, with many questioning how Amores made it this far despite his track record. A cautionary tale of wasted talent, his fall from grace proves that in professional sports, there's no escaping accountability. And that is our roundup for tonight, the 23rd of December. When we return, we have wrestling action straight from the Puso Gauntlet. So watch out for that right here on The Scorecard. There is no question about the Filipino fighting heart, especially inside the ring. And it was on full display in the latest installment of Puso Wrestling. Here's the Scorecard correspondent Erica Christensen with the report.
If the last installment of the Puso Wrestling Championship is an indication of things to come, then the future is bright for the Philippine pro wrestling scene. The sold-out crowd at the Brawl Pit Bulusan truly got their money's worth, as local and international wrestlers took center stage to showcase raw talent, incredible athleticism, including high-flying moves, all to the wrestling fans' ultimate delight.
Bago ang lahat, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Ako si El Katipunero, ang bagong anak ng bayan mula sa Puso Wrestling. Makikita niyo naman na mga nakalaban ko kanina sa ring na sina Ken Cypher, Joey Rosas, Danny Zamora. Lahat sila mautak, lahat sila malaki, lahat sila malakas. Pero ang ginamit ko, bilis ko, ginamit ko ang tapang ko. Alam niyo naman ang kasabihan, mga letrang tumutulong sa akin sa loob at labas ng ring. KKK. Katapangan, katatagan, at kalayaan. Ginamit ko ang lahat ng yon sa laban ko kanina para magwagi laban sa mga kalaban ko.
The wrestlers were very appreciative of the faithful fans who just seemed to grow in numbers.
Alam niyo naman sa Puso Wrestling, ang motto namin is, or ang sinasabi namin, kami ang home of Pinoy wrestling here and abroad. Kaya tuwing tumatapak ako sa loob ng ring at naririnig ko ang mga sigaw, mga palakpak ng mga nanonood sa amin, talagang kumukuha ako ng lakas. Nakakamdaman ko kahit pagod na ako, kahit masakit, ang mga natanggap kong moves, mga suntok, sipa, lumalakas pa rin ako dahil sa suporta ng mga fans namin. Kaya ang masasabi ko lang sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa amin kanina, mga pumalakpak, mga sumigaw, sa laban ko, Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nanood at sumuporta sa Pusong Pinoy ngayong gabi.
Nako, pag narinig ko talaga yung fans, sila lang nga talaga yung dahilan kung bakit nandito ako sa wrestling. Kasi kung binibigay niya yung, kasi kung alam kong masaya sila, ako din napapasaya. Manalo man o matalo, makikita ko sila na parang nice game, Joe. Sayang. Pero idol pa rin kita. Yun talaga yung hinahanap ko eh. Number one yun sa akin. Oo naman, nakatulong yun sa akin. Kasi una, yung mga fans namin, kung narinig ko silang tumitili kasi sobrang pogi ko, grabe. Doon talaga ako napapawaw eh. Parang, uy, dapat galingan ko pa. Ayun na naman.
The night saw the collision of two powerhouse contenders, Aaron Liwanag and Main Max, with the inaugural Pusong Pinoy Wrestling Championship title eventually going to the hands of Main Max. This event was also about breaking barriers, as Filipino wrestlers also took center stage. The ladies showcased their own jaw-dropping maneuvers, coupled with powerful storytelling from some of the best in the business. The Puersang Pinay Gauntlet match was a showcase of heart, strength, and determination, the true highlight of the Pusong Pinoy event. The epic showdown featured some of the brightest Filipina talents, including the hard-hitting Cristal, the dynamic Chelsea Marie, the resilient Hoya, the unstoppable Super P, the fierce Patricia Ligaya, the dedicated Ice Ribbons Yappy, the determined FPW's Robin, and the boundless energy of DXB's Roxy. And we got to meet some of them up close.
Ako po si Super P, Pinoy Wrestling's DIY superhero at nandito po tayo ngayon sa year-end event ng Puso Wrestling, ang Pusong Pinoy. At nanonood kayo ng The Scorecard sa Billionaire News Channel. Well, dahil po gauntlet match, ang match na sinalian ko kanina, medyo iba-iba yung mga nakalaban ko. Si Chelsea na napakatangkad, si Andy na bago, hindi ako nakapag-prepare kay Andy. Ang lakas pala niya bumirit. Medyo nabingi ako pero kinaya naman. At syempre, ang Queen of Philippine Wrestling, si Cristal. Siguro sa kahit anong paghahanda ko, magaling talaga si Cristal dahil veterano na siya sa industry na to. So, in terms of strategy, iba-iba po talaga. We just tried our best. That's what superheroes do.
Hello po, I am Patricia Ligaya, Pinay Wrestling Sweetheart. Nagulat ako sa lakas ni Chelsea. I went into the ring na parang sobrang excited ako ipakita na kayang-kaya ko makipagsabay sa kanya. Pero nakita ko rin na mas dominant siya sa akin in terms of strength. So I did my best to outsmart her po. Unfortunately, hindi ko nasungkit yung panalo. Pero asahang next time, babawi ako sa kanya. Siyempre po, very inspired ako kasi we had the biggest all-Pinay wrestling showcase in the history of Pinoy wrestling. So I was very inspired to see this number of fans supporting women in the ring, supporting Pinay wrestlers.
But it was Hoya who captured the spotlight, fighting through all odds with a grit and heart, and delivering a crushing finishing move that left the crowd in a frenzy. This match was a proof that Filipino wrestlers are ready to conquer the wrestling scene. Behind the heart and will to fight, Puso wrestlers really put in a lot of work behind each match. Each event is not just a show. It is a showdown of Pinoy wrestling talent that is determined to become a global force in the future.
Alam niyo naman kami, professional wrestlers kami. Makikitin niyo yung mga pangangatawan namin, hindi biro ang paghahanda. Maliban sa training, sa loob ng ring, kailangan din namin pumunta sa gym, mag-workout, kailangan namin magbuhat, kailangan namin mag-cardio, tumakbo, para masiguradong pag nasa loob kami ng ring, malakas kami. Ayon, physically. Kung mentally naman, inisip ko lang, ano nga ba ang nag-i-inspire sa akin? Una, kaarawan ni Gat Andres Bonifacio ngayon. Nakakahiya naman ko si El Catipunero, hindi mananalo sa kaarawan ni Gat Andres Bonifacio. Kaya yun, natupad ko na yun. Una yun. Pangalawa, power of friendship. Alam niyo naman ako, isa ako sa Super Friends of Pinoy Wrestling kasama si Super P at Patricia Ligaya. Inisip ko lang, saan ba ako kumukuha ng lakas? Mula kay Gat Andres Bonifacio at mula sa power of friendship.
Reporting for the Scorecard, this is Erica Christensen.
Okay, just a friendly reminder, especially to the kids, do not try this at home. Just leave wrestling to the pros. When the scorecard returns, the heat continues to take the hard court as we look into the upcoming NBA matchup so you can keep your eyes on the prize.
Good morning, I'm Mikey Oreta and you're watching Basis Points, where we dive deep into the numbers and the stories that drive our economy and shape our world. The Securities and Exchange Commission gets tough on delinquents. 81 billion pesos in smuggled goods seized.
Cash remittances reached nearly $3.1 billion, up 2.7% year on year.
We were able to breach already our year-end target of 200 billion.
This is a new golden age for Bitcoin.
And that's it for Basis Points.
Magandang araw, Pilipinas! Sa bawat issue may iba't ibang anggulo. Sa bawat storya may iba't ibang kwento.
Himayin natin ang bawat sulok at bawat kanto mula sa iba't ibang perspektibo na madaling maintindihan ng karaniwang mamamayan.
Every Saturday na mga magkanda to 11:30 a.m. Kaya huwag kayong papahuli mga kabayan. Manatiling may pakialam sa mga issue sa ating bansa. Kaya samahan niyo kami dito lang sa Cuatro Cantos!
Ciao, mabuhay. You are watching The Word Exposed.
Prepare our hearts as we dive deeper into our faith and receive the strength from God's Word. Join Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as he shares the reflection we need for the rest of the week.
We pray that the Word of God would find fulfillment in your life and His blessings be always upon you.
Every Sunday, 7 a.m. with replays at 3 p.m. Bawat anggulo ng bawat issue.
9 out of 10 Filipinos ang nais na mapanagot ang mga corrupt officials.
Bawat detalye ng mga napapanahong pangyayari.
September 23 nang simulan ng Israel ang air attacks sa Lebanon.
Tuloy-tuloy na ihahatid hanggang Sabado at Linggo. Weekend Agenda. Sabado at Linggo, 5:30 p.m. sa PNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. We'll break down the upcoming matchups to deliver key insights that might just give you the edge you need to stay ahead of the game. Tomorrow, December 24 at 8 a.m. Philippine time, live at Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Houston Rockets will face off against the Charlotte Hornets. The Houston Rockets entered this game with a record of 15-8, currently 5th in the Western Conference. They're coming off a dominant 133-113 victory over the New Orleans Pelicans, with Jalen Green scoring a season-high 34 points, including an explosive 22-point third quarter. Dylan Brooks added 26 points, while Alperen Sengun contributed 23 points and 9 rebounds as the Rockets hit 17 of 39 from beyond the arc for a red-hot 43.6% three-point shooting display. Now, on the other hand, the Charlotte Hornets come into this game with a 6-17 record, currently sitting 13th in the Eastern Conference. They're looking to bounce back after a 98-108 loss to the Philadelphia 76ers, where Vasilije Micic led the team with 20 points. The Hornets struggled offensively without LaMelo Ball, who was sidelined with a left calf injury. And the team shot just 42% from the field in their 4th straight loss. The Houston Rockets come in as favorites with a minus 6.5-point spread. Their recent scorching performance from 3 and strong transition game have made them a tough matchup, while the Hornets face questions around their injury-plagued roster and offensive consistency. The over-under for this game is set at 230.5, indicating an up-tempo matchup as both teams look to outrun their defensive limitations. Can Jalen Green and the Rockets continue their hot streak, or will the Hornets find a way to protect their home court despite the odds stacked against them? We'll see. And at 8:30 a.m. Philippine time, live at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, the Minnesota Timberwolves will clash with the Atlanta Hawks in NBA regular season action. The Minnesota Timberwolves come into this game with a record of 14-13, currently 10th in the Western Conference. They're looking to bounce back after a tough 107-133 loss to the New York Knicks, where Karl Anthony Towns dominated his former team with 32 points and 20 rebounds. Despite the loss, Rudy Gobert continues to be a force on the boards, averaging 10.8 rebounds per game. Now, on the other side, the Atlanta Hawks hold a 14-15 record, sitting 7th in the Eastern Conference. They're currently on a 3-game slide, including a heartbreaking 126-133 overtime loss to the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama was unstoppable, but the Hawks showed fight with 4 players scoring over 20 points, including DeAndre Hunter's 27. The Hawks are slight favorites with a minus 2.5 point spread, while the over-under is set at 228.5, a testament to the offensive potential of both teams. Minnesota, however, has been resilient on the road, boasting a 6-7 record away from home. Their defense will need to step up against Atlanta's fast-paced attack led by Jalen Johnson and Trae Young. Now, for the Timberwolves, Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards will look to control the paint and set the tone on both ends of the court. Can the Hawks snap their losing streak behind Trae Young and Jalen Johnson? Or will the Timberwolves lean on Rudy Gobert and their lockdown defense to pull off a road win? We'll see. And here are the rest of the odds for tomorrow. And that wraps up tonight's preview, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From a former world #1 tennis player who won 4 Grand Slam singles titles and became the youngest man to reach all 4 major finals by age 22, Jim Courier once said, "Sportsmanship for me is when a guy walks off the court and you really can't tell whether he won or lost, when he carries himself with pride either way." That's a good one right there. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Billionario News Channel. My name is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.